and welcome. Thank you for watching. Today is day 3 of our 4-day trip up on the Baker River, and it rained this morning, early this morning. Tom got up, made a fire earlier, and it stayed going. And we're probably going to prospect around here today and maybe do some exploring of the area. So stick around and see what's going on. We decided instead of making breakfast here, we're going to drive into the town of Woodstock. That way we have internet access and we can check the weather and our email and get a coffee, breakfast sandwich before we start the day. Decided to go out and look around for different prospecting opportunities because it was raining and overcast this morning, but by the time we got here the sun's out. It turned into a really nice day. We are out here on Oliverian Brook in Haverhill, right off of Route 25. And this was a river we wanted to prospect at sometime. We're not staying here today, we're just scoping it out for the future. Let me show you around. That's downstream, not far as the Connecticut River. And up this way, it goes up to a pond. But we're going to try to find access to this same river north of the pond. But looks like it has promise. So we're going to continue exploring around. Oh, this morning when we left the campsite, we passed a group of baby foxes. I'll give you a picture here. They were cute. They were right in the road. I got out, took a picture of them. I didn't see the mother around, but I think there was a den really close off to the edge of the road. I didn't see any roadkill or anything like that, so I just think, no? No roadkill. No roadkill, we'll cancel that. So I think they had a den not very far from there. So we're going to continue snooping around, and then we're going to be going back to the camp where we'll do some panning and exploring and test panning on the Baker River for future trips there to find that spot that's rich in gold. But this is Oliverian Brook, and I'll be back with an update. Back at the camp now, and as we were out driving around, we left here. It was overcast and it just stopped raining. As we got up over the ridge, because we got to go over the mountain to get into Woodstock, it was all overcast and dreary. It actually through the clouds, and we left there after grabbing a breakfast sandwich, and we went for a little scenic drive to explore Oliverian Brook. And as we were going over the Lost River by Kinsman Notch, As soon as we got on the other side of the ridge, it cleared up and became beautiful and sunny. And then we checked out a few spots. Oliverian Brook looks like a great brook to check out. And now we're back here at the camp, the base camp, and we're once again going to test pan this area to find a richer source of gold. Tom is working down here, and we've done test pans around this area. There was a good spot over there, but if we find something worthy, we'll set up the sluice. A couple days ago we went up to the bedrock upstream, found a little bit of gold around there, but I'm going to try down further behind some of these obstructions up in here around the back side. This big stump of a tree, I'm going to try in there and see what I can get. If I get nothing, I'm going to try down by where the rocks are stacked, down in that area. And when I get a pan ready and I find something to show you, I'll be back. Okay, it's hot when the sun comes out. It's over 80 degrees and it's hot. That sun is hot. But looks like a few clouds are coming in to give us a reprieve because it's rough. So we finished our first pan. Tom did a pan, I did a pan, and we both got 2 specks each. Here are a picture of them. Total of 4 specks. And that's not rich enough to set up the sluice. So we've yet to. We're looking for at least 5 to 10 in that range to consider it. Anything more than that, definitely. But at this point, I'd be happy with a few larger pieces. We're downstream a little ways from a pool. But there was a big flood here a few years ago, and that pool should have been flushed out into this area. So we're going to keep snooping around, try to find a more concentrated area to excavate and set up the sluice. But as of yet, just a couple of specks of pan here and there, so we're still looking. Well, we were out there on the river. Like I said, the clouds were coming in and it started pouring. I was right in the middle of my second pan. I was down just to the nitty-gritty, so I brought it with me. So we'll see. A little bit more material in there. I could have cleaned it down a little bit more, but it started coming down in buckets. It's only going to last a few minutes, I hope. I found a piece of lead weight on a piece of fishing line. Well, we'll take that out of the river. I better clean it up. No, I don't see anything. I liked the spot. It had a lot of good material, a lot of black sand, a lot of ironstone, a lot of garnet, no gold. Tom's doing a pan a little bit higher to see if the gold dropped out. There should be a line of a higher richness from that corner down. We've yet to find it. That pan I did when it started raining underneath the shelter, when I got that back down and worked it down, there were 2 fly poops in there, small specks. I'll give you the picture on that, but still not what we're looking for. So I'm going to pick another spot and do another test pan. All right, I just shut the camera off as Tom was doing that pan. And he said, oh yes, so let's go down and see. Yeah. Oh, I can see that from here. That's the best flake we found here. And he's still not done.
And there's another one next to it.
See it? There's at least 2, or is that 3?
I know, but there's a big one.
Okay, that's a better pan because it's a bigger piece. So we're gonna snoop around and see if we can find some more like that. I'm gonna clean that pan up. Well, Tom's gonna clean it up, and we'll get a picture of what's exactly in that to see. Well, Tom's last pan was pretty good, so we're going to be concentrating similar in that area. If you're interested in coming up to this camp up on the Baker River, back in the day 1 of this series, I left a link in the description. So you can contact the owner. This is private land. I asked permission to prospect here and he gave it to me, so if you come up here, it would be respectful to ask him and fill in any of your holes so nobody trips over them in the dark. And you can find that information in day 1. So we're on to a little bit bigger pieces, the biggest piece we've ever found here since we got here. We only were prospected here one day. This is our second day here. We've stayed here for 3 nights, but we prospected over at the Amanusic one day. All right, so onward. Woo! Woo! When the sun comes out, it gets hot. Tom's next pan had, here's a picture, 3 or 4 small pieces. I didn't get a bad piece in mine. I got one good piece. Here's a picture of mine. Has one nice piece, second biggest piece. Tom's winning piece of the day. Flake of the day. That's what we'll call it. But it's steamy out here. My glasses are steaming up. Had to take them off. Everything's drying out. Still not great to set up the sluice, but good enough to keep panning and picking around, sucking up gold. It'll add up, especially if we get some bigger pieces. Blue sky now. Check it out. So we're gonna keep going. If I get something, I'll show you. All right, we did 2 more pans, and it's in this area. And Tom got another nice piece. He only got 1, but it's probably the biggest piece of the day. Here's a picture. And then I got 4 pieces in the next pan. Nice pieces, so it looks like we're on the line where the gold is. In a gravel bar like this, what you do is you start digging low, and about 1 foot or 2 apart, you keep digging up the gravel bar until you find the best pan. When you do that, you do the same on the other end. You do the same down the other end. And when you find the best pan down there and you find the best pan up here, you basically connect the dot between the 2 lines, and that'll tell you the pay streak. And that's where the gold drops out in a flood, and it doesn't get washed away in a normal spring and doesn't get driven too deep. But the sun finally went down behind the clouds, behind the trees. So we're going to do a few more pans here now that we found some gold and see if it continues. And when I got something to show you, I'll be back. Okay, here's the last update before we go and have dinner unless we get something spectacular. My last pan just had 2 little specks. The deeper you go, the big stuff is hanging on the surface. Sometimes that's the way it is. Tom had 2 nice pieces, so I did take a picture of that one, and here it is. And we're putting it all together. We'll see what we get. I'll dump the snuffer bottle out when we're done. We'll see what we're going to get. And if nothing spectacular happens between now and when we quit, next time I'll see you is at dinner. Not sure what we're going to have yet. It's a surprise. Well, we're back at the camp. We only came from down there, but it's getting dark. We're going to have some dinner. But first I want to show you Tom's last pan. Had a couple nice flakes in it, small, right here. And also the snuffer bottle. We dumped it out so you can see what we did for the day. Now we're not going to weigh it in. We're going to weigh it in next weekend when the whole 4-day trip is done. We're going to weigh it all in because I don't have a scale here. But now it's time for dinner. And what we're going to have is delicious Dinty Moore beef stew. Yummy, yum, yum. No, we're not. We're not going to have that. We're going to have beer can chicken. So let me open this up. I got this, we went out to a little local market because we didn't want Dinty Moore stew. That's what was planned. But look at that. Does that look like something? Let me put it on here. And we're gonna cook it right on there. Like that. Spread that out. The thinner one. And away we go. It's time to flip. Do it. Let's see how it is. Oh, it's looking good. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Going good. Has a little ways to go yet. But that is no Dinty Moore stew, I'll tell you that. Chicken's cooking good. We're almost ready. Last night we had a hard time with dinner because it was really windy, and this grate is kind of high off the wood, and the wind was blowing, and it wasn't getting the skillet for the sausages hot enough. If you haven't watched last week's video, you can go back and check it out for this. But I ended up putting the skillet right down on the fire, and that got it done. But it took so long, and the conditions last night were perfect. Because it's not like, tonight they're not here, but last night, every moth, firefly, every night bug you can imagine, from mosquitoes to black flies and moths, small moths to moths as big as your fist, were out. And by the time we got, getting in and out of the tent, we had to zip the door and get in and shut it, and then still 10 bugs would get in. It was amazing. Never seen it like that. And it's not like that tonight. But by the time we got our dinner done, we also cooked a few moths and mosquitoes and fireflies in with the sausages. So, if you want to see that fun, you can watch yesterday's video. But tonight is not the case. The chicken's going great. We're going to be plating it in a moment. We got a little cavatappi pasta salad. And the chicken. Look at that. You ready over there? Wow. Called beer can chicken. I don't know what's in it. Don't ask. We're going to give it a try. See how it is. Mmm. Mmm. There's like cayenne pepper in there, paprika, spices. It's good.
A lot of spicy.
Beer can chicken, they say. Mmm. Beats the hell out of Dinty Moore. We're going to finish eating. Stay tuned. And we thank you for watching and joining us on our adventures. We got one more day here at the Baker River Camp, so please tune in next week and you will see what happens. We don't know what's going to happen. It just happens. So thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button down there. Share this video. Send it to a friend. Hit a like. All those things help us to grow this channel so we can continue making videos for you. So until next time, peace. Tom has to bring the garbage down the path. He lost the prospector's dice. Watch out for the bears. Be careful going through the little stream.